I gave myself 2 hours to code the YouTuber's website and I ended up wasting 4 hours and a half, and it was absolutely worth it. I could have chosen anybody to do this, but there's no choice like Nokeric. The guy is an OG YouTuber, and his content for me, for the most part, looked more like something that iDubbbz or Filthy Frank would post in 2015. But over time I saw there was a method to the madness. The guy is actually very passionate about film making, and the more he started to feature his mom into his videos, the more cinematic they got. To the point where not only did he make a second channel with his buddies where he makes short films, he started to dive deep into stop motion, and recently he released his biggest work yet, something that is definitely worth putting out there. So I gathered a couple of videos that I want to feature in the website and the screenshot of these blocks that I will put on Procreate in order to segment each individual block into one specific PNG so that I can layer them on top of the main PNG, creating an animation loop. And then I was off to Visual Studio Code, where I thought it would be a smooth sail after creating a pretty basic HTML and a CSS file, adding a JS file on top of it in order to handle the buttons as well as the MP3 files. After a couple of tests, everything seemed to be working just fine, despite the fact that I thought that I would be better off using SVG files for the images just for better compatibility. But that is something I've never actually worked with, and it didn't really pay off. This looks fucking awful. I'm gonna have to go with PNGs. My first test went great, all things considered. But the text over the blocks in the stop motion section looked really weird. Not to mention, even though the animation is triggered after I click the button, having it just stay there is just so boring. So I fixed the last section and made sure that the content would show up. Then I made a quick responsiveness test and I realized that there was some tweaking to do around the buttons on the bottom and on the nav bar in order to make it fit properly. But it was only after fixing all of the 1 hour and 40 minutes into the project that I ran into a problem that I never thought I would run into. Vercel just doesn't fucking work with static and HTML. I have deployed so many complicated fucking projects over here. I had no reason to think that such a simple page would give me a 1 hour and a half headache. I was over the 3 hours mark working on this shit, losing all hopes, simply because for some reason that I still don't know why, Vercel thinks that my JavaScript file is an HTML. And I have no way of fixing it. Everything seemed like a huge waste of time. And then, that is when I remembered.
Agent Frogman, we need you.
Our client has asked us to collect a few valuables at the Nokeric estate, and we think you're the only man capable.
I'm in.
I can simply turn it into a Vite web application, and that is exactly what I did, because this makes it more complicated and it changes the routing around, making sure that I can bypass the issue. And at the end of it, I did it. After over 4 hours of work, I have built a pretty decent website for Nokeric. It is kind of a beauty. Every single button works. The little can scroll to top button is such a nice addition. The continuous loop in the middle with the block factory thing actually works very well. There's links to his social profiles. It's something that if I were to utilize an iframe, I could easily put his videos over here. I can add another section where you can watch his videos right over here. And I could even add a little modal on the left side of the screen that upon clicking on the Patreon thing can actually redirect you to his Patreon tiers, and as well as a little description, maybe a little video on a modal on the side. Meaning the site is actually functional, it could actually be utilized. It's not just responsive, it's not just interactive, it is actually usable. And I'm very happy with how it actually turned out. And hey, there's a surprise for you in the mom button. Thank you so much for watching till the end. You can find the link to the actual website in the description below. And if you liked the video, please share it with a friend and please subscribe. I will be making more of this. I'm pretty sure that Samito Media will be the next one. I will just keep getting more and more creative and more crazy. That's why I wanted to start with something very simple. That's why I wanted a semantic HTML to begin with, but it didn't work out as I expected, but I'm still pretty happy with the results. So I will see you in the next video. I'm still working on my next animation. I'm still working on other kinds of sit down and just talk videos, but I will keep making these videos because it's something that I'm passionate about, something that I do for work, and it's something that I actually decent at. So I will see you next time.
A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. A loaf of milk, a container of bread, and a Joe Dirt DVD. A Joe Dirt DVD, Scarlett Johansson, and Treasure from a Fish Tank.